Okay, we're just waiting a couple of minutes. I Today is my mom's birthday, so I am sending a message to my sister. It's something that I do on her birthday every year, and I send pictures or things. But this year, I was blessed to um, be gifted with a poem, a wonderful poem. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the one that transcribed it, but a beautiful poem. And Hey, George. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just waiting a couple of minutes. We have a few people joining us today. This is going to be fun. This is going to be introspective. I think we're going to have just a really good opportunity to hear each other out. I'm going to, when we get really started in a few minutes, I'm going to share something with the group collectively that happened over the weekend. And we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about, hey, everyone, when you're in, thank you so much, George, for announcing. Kind of tell me where you're from. I'm from Philly. Well, born in Daytona, but lived in Philly most of my life up until now. I'm in Miami. And then if my glowers come in, definitely put up a glow symbol. And you know what, y'all? Last week I could not find mine. But yeah, we're going to get into it today. And we're just going to discuss a couple of things. We're going to discuss basically what has been a lot of talk over the past couple of weeks. I think with being quarantined, with being home, a lot of us we have been aware now how difficult it is. Maybe, hey, Bluebird, that's right. Let's glow. Let's glow. All right, that's right. I love the star. You know, I could not find my light bulb. I'm like, now this thing should know if anybody needs a light bulb. I need my light bulb. So, yeah, thank you for joining in. Oh, okay. Thank you, George. Thanks for letting us know that. Thank you for listening in. And thanks for letting us know that you're at work, because we definitely need you weighing in as a male. And like I said, when we get started, we are live at 5, y'all. We're right on time. Thank y'all so much. We're going to get a few more people in, and then I'm going to just share something that happened to me over the weekend. Hey, Jenny. Hi. Everyone that's here, say where you're from. George, GA, I know. Thank you so much. Used to live in Atlanta, definitely looking forward to moving back. Hey, Jenny, definitely tell us where you're from. Find your glow symbol, whatever represents glowing to you. Might be a candle, might be a light bulb. I do light bulbs. Some people do candles, some people do stars, some people do the diamonds, just whatever represents to you. In New York. Okay, so you're in COVID Central right now, right? Yeah, we're going to get into it. Going to be a good conversation. Just waiting for a couple of more people to weigh in. Make sure, guys, please put those likes up. You guys know what happens when YouTube sees that there are likes going in. You get recommended more for other people's feeds. So you know how the way the algorithms work. Okay. So New York State, but not New York City. Got it. Definitely a friend of Up Top, a friend of my tri-staters, used to reside in Philly for a little bit. So thank you guys. Thank you everybody for liking. Everyone that's in, thank you so much. Make sure we get these likes up. If we have a few people in here, we need to make sure that the likes are up as well. So I was just sharing that today is my mom's birthday. She transitioned 23 years ago today. And I'm not today, 23 years ago. She actually, her transition date was Super Bowl Sunday, 23 years ago. So Super Bowl weekend always is a very interesting time for me. And it was this year as well. And my daughter literally got sick Super Bowl night. And she was in the hospital the first week of February. That's where we were the first week of February. We were in the hospital here in Miami. So the day is her birthday, and I was a little bit distracted when everybody was checking in, only because I am sending. Oh, let me tell you something, Jenny. My mom is still teaching me. So even though we only had 17 years together physically, spiritually, she's provided me with so much of a lifetime of learning and understanding the complexities of what it means to be a woman. Me and my mom used to have very in-depth conversations. I mean, I was 11, 12, 13 telling my mom stuff about how I wanted my life to be. And she would be like, really kind of checking in on me and making sure that, checking me rather, not checking in on me, but checking me, making sure that, thank you. I'm trying to find my light bulb so we can make sure that our glowers, that our glow symbols are going, but I found something, so I'm going to put that one in. All right. So until I find my light bulb, thank you. Whenever I hear a nice viewpoint, whenever I hear something of substance, I give you guys, I light you up. I put the spotlight on you. So, yeah, but she was not for games. I tell my kids all the time, I have two. I have a daughter, I have a diamond, I have a son. I tell them all the time, my mom just didn't do foolishness. She just did not do it. She didn't play the radio. So, cheers. So yeah, for the most part, my mom had a great sense of humor, but for the most part, she was just she needed us to know that there was a lot that was weighing on us. How do I maintain positive energy? I'm mostly a vegetarian. I haven't crossed in mostly to vegan yet, because I've always heard that people that eat a lot of meat, they take on like a lot of like that anxiety that comes from animals. So thank you so much for telling me you love it. They take on a lot of anxiety that come from animals. And so, yeah, that's just something that I've always heard. And in Philly, they were die hard about that. Philadelphia was absolutely the top city that I've ever lived in that just really embraced vegan and vegetarian living. And man, you had to have recipes on deck that did not include any animal products to make it in Philly. Absolutely. But also I stay in the word. Tell people all the time. You might need to, yeah. And don't get me wrong. I haven't eaten pork since I was 16, but chicken wings, I love. I still do eat. I'm pescatarian. I still do eat fish and shrimp, which I love. Conch, which I'm, Bahamian. So, yeah. But I stay in the word as well. I cannot tell you enough how much peace that brings to your life when you just set up the day and knowing that, hey, whatever's going on in your life, God's got you. God's got it. God's got it. So I say that. And then also too, I just count my blessings. So that's how I stay really upbeat. I count my blessings, but sometimes it does weigh on me, which I'm going to get into the story now. And that's why I was saying that last week when I did the live, my energy wasn't there because there was a lot of heaviness on my heart in regards to what I had been seeing happening with relationships between men and women specifically, right? And us, when I say men and women, I'm talking about Black men, Black women, right? One thing that really disappointed me, and I was very frank about this to a couple of men that I know and whatnot. But with the Giorgio Casper situation, the fact that I just didn't see a lot of men weighing in on this, and that kind of hurt my heart a bit because I'm just like, well, men have daughters. Like, where are all these girl dads, right? Where are all of these? And that men also are being active with these other, with women of different shades. So why is it that no one was really weighing in significantly regarding men on what has been going on between females and males, and what particularly took place on that battle rap video. And if you guys have not seen it, I can't imagine you haven't if you're on social media, but if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. There are a plethora of channels. A couple of commentaries that I really liked who did one. One was a male. He's from Little Black Book. And I will drop the link below once I edit this video down. Once it publishes, I'll make sure that the link is dropped so you can see the battle rap if you haven't seen it. My heart could only watch that like literally one time. The things that he said were just so horrendous and so disgusting and so mind-boggling. Like, how does a grown man wrap his head around saying these type of things? So I like I said, it was a very tough reality. It was a very tough message to get into. But at any rate, moving forward, so that happened, and then right. Yeah. Repulsion was definitely, I could only listen to that honestly one time. One time was enough. And y'all, because too, like I come from a background and I love music, first of all. I love music. And that's another thing too, Jenny. I make sure my playlist, you can see my playlist. My playlist, I keep things playing that keep the energy very high. And it was just so far left. It was so far left. And it really just kind of got me thinking about some things. And I just started to think about, okay, well, where are these men weighing in, right? And then I was seeing how even when he was rapping, there were these men behind him that were like, yo, let him rap. Like, no, don't let him finish. That does not deserve a defense. And it made me think about something that happened. I'm probably gonna end up doing a story time on this, but just long story short, as I like to say, LSS. Welcome glowers. I see some people are coming in and out, but welcome glowers. Put your lights up. I was at a party, and it was literally after a Bible study. This was about 4 years ago, and they started playing R. Kelly. And it was Feeling on Your Booty. That was the song. So I kindly went over to the DJ who I knew. Like, this gentleman had, amen, Bluebird, amen. Light your light, amen. Some people are literally, like you said, just demons in the flesh. And because I knew this DJ, I felt comfortable enough to go over and tell him, hey, this Bible study just got ended. And it was a Bible study particularly for girls, for young girls. And so, but other kids would come too, but it was the messages, the scriptures were always kind of generated towards girls. So, or being, young ladies and that sort of thing. So I went over to the DJ and I said, hey, would you mind just taking that off? Because, Bible study just ended and, we have some young ladies out here. Just, can you take it off? And he was like, oh, no problem. I got you. So he took it off. And then he played Can't Sleep. And I want to tell y'all, for me to speak up was big because I loved Can't Sleep. When Can't Sleep dropped, I was like, you remind me of Majid, nah, Honey Love, nah. But when Can't Sleep dropped, I was like, yes, sir, R. Kelly. And this was years before everything was found out, of course, about him being a major pedophile. But anyway, I digress. I went back over and I said, hey, brother, help me out. You're still playing them. And he was like, well, what's the problem? This is not, an offensive song. I'm like, it's an offensive person. This person, and y'all, this was 4 years ago. So he wasn't 3 years ago. So it wasn't all of that happened last year with the, Surviving R. Kelly. This was preceding that. But I still was like, dude, this person is the problem, not the music. I know you might have thought that from the first time I came in, but not the music. It's the person, and the person is putting that energy into the music. Y'all, words are so powerful. Words are so powerful. Let me say that again. Let me put my light bulb up in here. Let me put my glow, my star up in here. Words are so powerful, and I get so tired of us as people saying, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Yes, it does. If you're bragging about, just as you said, Jenny, that's why I gave you some stars. Yes, yes, yes. Just as you said, if you are so committed to the whole idea that words don't matter. You know what? I took a hip hop 101 class when I was in Philly with Michael Kort. And if anybody is from up top, look him up. The dude is amazing. He's a lawyer, and he taught classes at in PASEP. I taught public relations, and I taught dance. And he taught hip hop 101. But yeah, yes. Come on. I'm gonna give you some more stars. So he said, if words don't mean nothing, he posed this because, most of the class were men. I took the class alongside my ex-husband. And he said, if words don't mean nothing, could I get away with like just calling you a pussy? Like, could we rock like that? Could we ride like that? Could I just call you, pussy all the time? And the dudes were like, heck nah. No, you gotta, bruh, you can say brother, you can say this and that, but you can't just be calling me out. Oh, excuse me. You can't just be calling me out of my name like that. But it's like, but you just said here, words don't matter. Words don't matter. So what is it? They only matter when they matter to you. That's what he called one of these, and it was a rapper in the room at the time. His name was Maj Toure. He said words only matter when they matter to you. That's the point. So at any rate, long story short, LSS, because I was arguing with this DJ so much about this person being inappropriate to be playing around young people, not even just young girls, but young people in general. Don't you know he threatened to fight me? I was escorted. I had to be like literally, grabbed up, pushed like into a SUV. My kids hurried up and summoned because this huge grown man in his 50s was upset with me for telling him that R. Kelly was inappropriate to play around children. And this was before Surviving R. Kelly. But even with being before Surviving R. Kelly, it was after the tape. And y'all, that tape. I'm not going to speak too much on it because I heard that even now, there could still be some, legal ramifications for people that talk about it, and especially on video. So I'm not going to go too far into it, but I'm just going to say no doubt. So anyway, back to this Georgia Casper. So the Georgia Casper situation happened, and I'm already was kind of down because of that. This was a week ago, y'all. This was literally a week ago. I was on a live a week ago. And then today, yes, Jenny, I'm giving you some glowers. So, absolutely. So, my energy was really being sucked, because I'm a Cancer, y'all. I'm sensitive. I'm emotional. I'm very true to it. So at any rate, I was already kind of down. And then the news about Sansaray and her alleged, suicide, it hit. And it hit hard because like, I remember just, watching a couple of her videos years ago. Like I was never like really a big, into Sansaray like that. But yes, I am. I'm a Cancer. I'm a July baby. Affirmative. Love to swim. I'm a mermaid, water baby. So I remember watching her years ago, and I just remember she was just really kind of into, I've heard that too. I've heard that too, Jenny. I've heard that too from a couple of people that really dig and do research. And they're YouTubers that are known to dig and do research, but they are not putting out videos to say otherwise. But I still check their channels from time to time, and it's two in particular. And yeah, I heard that as well. So welcome, welcome. If you're new in, go ahead and make sure you like, and then also make sure, guys, you put up a star, you put up a candle, you put up a light bulb, but light your light in here. We're all about lighting the light. So I was kind of down because of that, because even hearing it, because I just remember that even if she wasn't, but she needed to like kind of buy herself some time and that sort of thing, it still hurt. Oh, I found my light bulb. Y'all, I'm in it now. I'm in it now. I done found my bulb. Woo! And I found my candle. Come on. Come on, let's play. So I was like, but I know what that feels like to be hurting like that. I know what that feels like to be hurting like that. So last week I did a video titled The Hate You Give, right? And hey, what's up? That's a fellow Cancer queen right there. I know that, KH, anywhere. That's a mama Cancer. That's a mama Cancer queen right there. And so I know what that energy feels like when you're up against it, and you're not just up against it between, hey, Passion, I'm so glad you made it. Give my girls some light bulbs. We getting full house in here. We need some more men in here. And this was the reason why I wanted to do this. We need men weighing in on this. I know George is at work, but we got some other males in the room. Speak up. Speak up. So I know what that feels like, to just feel like, hey, you're up against it. And, and it's a different feeling because you may be used, like you may be built for it. Don't get me wrong. You're not like a soft person when it comes to, you could take your hits and you could throw them. But it just comes to a point where you just realize I shouldn't have to be hitting. So I did the video last week called The Hate You Give. And I wanted to more so focus on not just, males going up against males, but I want to talk about the female energy and how sometimes, how we do that to each other. In that Giorgio Casper video, I know you guys heard it like I heard it. There were females that were that definitely were laughing, definitely were participating in letting him think that was okay, which is not. And it had me to really, kind of get into my emotions about that. And then, like I said, with my mom's birthday coming up, which it is today, my mom was a Taurus queen. She was a Taurus queen. If I ever knew a Taurus queen, she is. My daughter's a Taurus queen as well. My sister. Woo. But it comes to a point where it's really super draining. And we really have to start asking that of each other. Why would I let my sister, down like that? Because, growing up, we always heard I am my brother's keeper, right? But did we really grow up hearing I am my sister's keeper as well? So it kind of had me thinking. I was already in my emotional bag. Don't get me wrong. I was already there. But then Saturday comes around, and I was on a page, a pretty popular page, that is dedicated to the swirling community, or it's pro swirl, not just swirling community, but it's just pro swirl. And I got into a very ongoing, it lasted literally all of Saturday. I think it started like at 7:00 in the morning, and at 11:00 at night, it was still there. Yes. Come on, let me give you a couple of glow symbols for that. I'm gonna give you some light your lights and some glow. You glow, girl. Thank you. And Neely Fuller. This goes against because he spoke on needing a code, period, for Black people. Period, right? So I'm on this chat room, and these people are running me through the coal. You mammy, you handmaid, you mule, blah, just everything but a child of God. Everything but a child of God. And I'm like, wow, this is because of the fact that I said, hey, I don't think it is productive to call for the entire erasure of a population of a people being, black boys. Why would I be for that? I have a son. I have a son, you know? And someone asked me, they kept asking me in the room, why do you keep saying, S-U-N, S-U-N? And I said, well, it's two reasons. When my ex-husband and I were together before I ever even had children, we wanted to name a child S-U-N, and it sounds like S-U-N, which is son. And that's the point. That's the point. Yeah, you don't have to go to church to have the morals, but definitely there needs to be that presence there, right? You need to have that presence there to just, tap in and to be of a guiding source. I get it. Very true, very true. And so, I said I shouldn't have to denounce my seed, my son, to appease a room full of people that, have obviously been hurt. That's right. Of course. Of course. Of course. Bluebird says something very profound. You guys take a look. She said they indirectly support white supremacy, and them using the term mammy is even more hilarious. It is totally hilarious because, there's one, her name is Your Favorite Bed Wench. And okay, so I'm just like, let's track this all the way back. Like, let's be let's be a little cerebral with this, right? Come on, Jenny. Come on. Let's track this all the way back. Okay. If we, as a female population, decide that, hey, I see more people are coming in. Thank you so much. If you could please put up a glow symbol or put up a light, put up a diamond, anything that represents light to you, please put that in to just let me know that you're here, be present, and join the conversation because we're getting it popping. If we erase all of the males, right? So that's it. We don't continue. Black race doesn't continue. There were women in there. Say that they are grown women. And I have to use that because, you're on the internet. You never know who you're dealing with. Yes, thank you. Light us candle, light it up. Whatever you're doing, light your light, put your glowers up. Doesn't that erase us too? So all of these things that you claim that your Brad or Chad, whatever they love about you, that wouldn't be. Can I get a light bulb for that? Because that is definitely a thinking moment. Oh, they love your cheekbones. If they love you cannot, what my husband used to say, he's a lawyer. Smart man, brilliant man. But he would always say, two negatives cannot coexist. Two negatives cannot coexist. You cannot say that, they love these. We're the most beautiful and attractive people on earth. We're the most beautiful and attractive people on earth. We are this, we are that. But you don't want the part that created that. Can I get a hello? Can I get a light bulb? You don't want the part that created that. Because you don't get the cheekbones. You don't get the full lips. You don't get the nose. You don't get these certain attributes that you get when both of those factors are taken out. Water, little infused water. So how can grown women, how can we, wrap our heads around this, right? Well, see, but this is the point, KH. We're talking to us. This was a room full Cancer Queen, this was a room full of females I was talking to. So they are us and they hate us. So, and it also, well, okay, so that's true, Jenny, right? But this was a room full of Black women that were saying they totally support erasing Black men. Okay. So, and I said, and trust and believe, you guys, if we really do the work, and we talk about what slavery was all about, because everybody talks about, oh, it didn't make that much money. They love to say that when you talk about reparations. Can I get a light bulb? They love to say that. It didn't even make that much money, but it existed for 400 years, but it didn't make that much money. Y'all, I'm in business. I have a couple of businesses. If something don't make you money for 40 days, you'd be talking about letting it go. Welcome. We got another 305er here. Welcome. So yeah. So for them to say that don't make no money, but you did it for 400 years, what was it about? I tell you what it was also about. Sex trafficking. It was the female body that they wanted. Y'all, I feel like, I'm from Philly, like Dr. Umar. So, I feel like I'm getting all up into my conscious bag today. It was the Black female body. And then it became beyond Black female body. They had whole farms, whole plantations dedicated to transforming. They weren't doing the procedures like they are now as far as the transgender reassociation programming, but they had complete plantations and farms dedicated to grooming Black boys to be Black females. Please don't trust me. Do the research. Because I keep mine. I keep mine on deck. There were complete places. If the master had a son with a slave, that boy got brought into the house because the Black boys that were being made from the other bucks, that they got sent off to be turned into a girl. Look up, Jenny Jones, and look up this movie. It's called, oh my gosh. It's a play on words with Uncle Tom's Cabin, but I'm going to make sure I put it in the link. But it is a play on Uncle Tom's Cabin. It's supposed to be a parody documentary of slavery, but what they depicted in this, guys, I see we got some welcome new glowers. Go ahead and put those light bulbs up if you're in here. And I'm dropping knowledge today. I'm not playing. See, people get it twisted. Because, y'all think because I like country music and I like Bruce Springsteen and Bon Jovi that I'm not about it. But anybody knows me knows for, as long as you know me, Malcolm X comes first. Okay, the teachings of. So I am very, very tapped into what is happening in regards to our trends socially and racially. Two totally different things, but coexisting at this moment. My mother and my father were both social workers, were both educators, and trust me, we didn't play in that house. And it's my mother's birthday, y'all. Y'all throw it up one time for Roz. She would have been 70. My daughter always said, don't say would have been, say she is. She's 72 today. Rosalind Golden Delancey. Amen. I'm gonna throw up a light for mom. I'm gonna throw up a candle for mom. So let's really talk about it. Amen. Happy born day. Amen. Thank you. Let's really talk about it. These features were so sought after. Trust me, if you did not have them, that Brad or Chad may not even want them. may not even want you if you didn't have these cheekbones, if you didn't have them lips, if you didn't have them hips, if you didn't have that, okay? But you want to erase the part that created? That doesn't make sense to me. So this is all that I was saying. This was all that I was saying. I wasn't saying, promise you, I wasn't saying no more, no less. I wasn't saying no more, no less. And they raped me, raped me, raped me, raped me. It may be superficial, but we know we got to be very real, Jenny. Beauty attracts the opposite sex. It just does. It just does. You know, it may not keep them there, but it does attract them. And I'm going to get on to that in the next. But it does attract them. It may be superficial. And you know what? I don't like it. And I remember a couple of ladies in the room, they even said, why are you pushing so hard for these black bucks and these black men? They don't even like you. They don't even like you because you dark skinned and you have, you know, short, nappy hair. They don't like you. And I was like, you can say what you want, but I'll have you know, okay? Well, first of all, for a long portion of my life, I wore weave, but you know, my ex-husband was very light. People always thought he was biracial. Always thought he was biracial. It's very light skinned. Very light skinned. I've never had a problem with, you know, that in that particular. With that particular, I've had a problem with pulling a certain caliber, I would think, of men when it came to the intellectual, because a lot of men could not keep up with me intellectually. But when it came to color, nah, child, get out of here. But I will say this. And there may be exceptions. There might be exceptions to the rule. There might be exceptions to the rule. But all the times in my life, when I was my smallest, when I was my, you know, slimmest, lighter skinned dudes checked for me. That's for certain. When I was slimmer, you know, had a little. I love Chrissy. You know, Jenny. I just actually applied to write for DDS magazine. I love Chrissy. I've listened to her for years, and she has so much wisdom to be. She's younger than me, but she's a Cancer also. I will say that. Put a light bulb up for Cancer, Chrissy. But yeah, I will say that. When I'm smaller, the lighter skinned guys do come out. They come out. So speaking of which, y'all, if y'all would like to join me on a fast journey, a glow up fast, if you will, I am going to be talking about what I'm doing. As some of you might know, I used to be a trainer for a number of years, a personal trainer, and worked in the gym. And I guided clients on fast. I love fast. Not only do they just help you really, you know, put things together as far as streamlining your figure, but spiritually. So Friday, join me for a special live. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about what type of fast it is. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny, like, I ain't joining you. I'm going to cheer you on. Jenny, that's all right. Thank you. Lift me up in spirits. Lift me up in spirits. But if you're interested in joining me on this fast, if you want to just do it for a couple of days, if you want to just do it for a couple of hours, doesn't matter. Come on Friday. But right now, what we're talking about is, where are these? It does for me too, but I've been pretty good. So I've been on it since Janet. It triggers binging. I get it. It does. You have to be in a different mental space, because I tell you, I had a really good fast back in 2012. 28 days, I lost 18 to 21 pounds. The reason why I say 18 to 21 pounds is because, you know, you have to account for some water weight that you lost. So I will say that, but mentally I was there. Mentally I was there. I wasn't there spiritually. But this time, oh yeah, this time has been spiritual. It's been very spiritual. And I've been going since the first. And when I tell y'all, I don't feel no ways tired. I feel like that girl, there was a girl on here named Mariah. Guys, look her up, Mariah Victoria, I believe. She did it for 54 days. Put up a light bulb of Mariah. Mariah did it for 54 days. She lost about 47 pounds. But this time, like I said, it's spiritual. I definitely want to get my, figure back going together strong. But spiritually, I've tapped in. I've tapped in, and I don't feel no ways. Like I'm able to cook. When I fasted before, I've never been able to cook. I would have to, take myself out of the equation because I didn't want to be, tempted. But I cook for my kids every day. Sometimes, they get the 3 squares. At any rate, like I said, so that's for Friday. Now I want to jump ahead because I know I only got a few more minutes on here. I'm holding y'all hostage. Chanel, I do infused water. So I do a liter of this. I do a liter a day. And then I make a juice. It's called Grovade. It is pineapple-based lemonade. I make that and I'll have that. I'm having it today because today is my mother's birthday. But basically it's just water, infused water, and that's all that I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing fruits. And just to be clear, guys, I'm doing it throughout. I'm not doing it for hours of a day. I'm talking about I have not eaten since May 1st. I have not eaten since May 1st. So yes, passionate, join me. And so, like I said, even if you want to say, okay, I'm going to fast for, like a Ramadan type fast, sun up to sundown, I'm a fast. Okay. But be intentional. I keep my journal and I talk about what's happening as I'm going through it. So like I said, we're going to get more into it on Friday. Yes, exactly. We're going to get into it on Friday because I think if y'all have seen the post for what we're going to talk about on Friday, y'all, I'll be up all night. And don't even be tired in the morning. And I'll be up all night. I'm not even playing. So, when I was in the room, I know we're skipping all over a little bit, but when I was in the room, somebody mentioned, no, ladies, make sure you don't sign any petitions and don't do anything to support that boy that got killed down in Georgia. And so, hi. Oh, we got a male in the room. Okay, great. And Black Introvert, thank you so much for joining us because yes, we really need some men to kind of weigh in on this. I don't know if you covered it on your lives. I haven't been on a live in a little bit. I am going to come on tonight because I want to kind of check back in with a few of the people, a few of your faithfuls. The Giorgio Casper video. I definitely would love to get some feedback into not only males, but younger males, because I'm seeing the feedback from some males and they all tend to be like, mid 30s, upper, 40, maybe even 50, but not younger people. So Black Introvert, do you know what I'm referring to, the video with the gentleman with the as you would call them, preferences, the preferences wrapping. So if you want to weigh in on that, I would definitely appreciate it. I am working, guys, on getting StreamYard so we can literally start having not just typing in, but you guys literally calling in and we're able to, split screen and share some screen time with you. We are working on that pretty fervently. Passionate and I are going to try to figure some things out along with a couple of other really cool content creators. So, but I would love to hear your take on it, especially because I have definitely heard you say, and then also in the room, people say, well, it's just preferences, and Black women make up the argument that if people do not like if a Black man does not prefer a Black woman, then that's self-hate. Is it self-hate? So I definitely would love that feedback and that weighing in. But they were talking about Ahmaud, the gentleman that got killed in Georgia, Brunswick, Georgia. And someone said, oh, I'm not going to anything. I'm not going to anything that involves, you know, supporting Black boys living or something of that resort. And I said, okay, like even if you don't want to participate in a riot or a rally, because I get that, do we need to um be just like so malicious? Because I would think, because a lot of these women also claim to be feminists, feminist, not feminist, but feminine. And are we being masculine when you're sitting around calling for the death of people and supporting the death of people? I don't know. I don't think so. But someone asked me something very important yesterday. And they said, do I honestly think that Black men and Black women in this day and time, this day and age, will ever figure it out? Can we coexist? And I said, you know, well, of course, right, Jenny. And I got that part. I got that part. That's why I said, I was like, can we do that without calling for them to die, though? Because I think that would kind of defeat the purpose of what we're doing. But that's why I said, why is it that Black men don't feel as passionate about stepping up? And so I said this after they ran me through the coals. They ran me through the coals. And I ended up having a good conversation, a better conversation. I won't say it was good, but it was better. A better conversation ended than how it started. And we ended up talking, just the two of us, like she had sent me some messages, but I didn't check them on Sunday because Sunday, I give it totally to God. But I ended up checking them the next day and Monday. And I was like, okay, I can see what they're saying. Yeah, they're rough, kind of rough. That's what I said. I was like, that's not even feminine. That's not even cute. They're like, knackers and tea monsters and okay. All right. So guys, Black Introvert is very, I will say he's very supportive. I met him almost about a month ago, about 3 weeks right after, the quarantine started. And so we're home all night. He does a really cool show. It comes on midnight, every night, Midnight Madness. I love it. So Black Introvert, how do you think we live at 5? The Glow goes live at 5. Hey, sis. Okay, and we got a Taurus queen in the house. Sis, my mom's birthday is today. So we're giving our Taurus queen some love. But he does a really nice gathering, and they're mostly younger people at midnight every night. And he says that Black men are tired of selective outrage. But my thing is this, okay, Black Introvert, you say that, right? But tell me a time in recent history. I'm not talking about, I can't even, that's how bad it is. I can't even think of a movement. I know when Sandra Bland, when that happened, absolutely. I saw a lot of, I did see a lot more males than what I expected speak out. Philando Castile, am I saying that right? I don't want to mess up nobody's name, but Philando Castile, I think he was from Milwaukee, right? Milwaukee or Minnesota. That young Black man that lost his life at the hands of a police officer. I remember when she spoke out, her name, I think was Diamond. I think it was Diamond. Black men were they weren't unkind to her as I thought that they would have been. They weren't unkind to her at all. But tell me a time in recent history, other than those two that I just named, that Black men have overwhelmingly came to bat. Just let me know. Just let me know. I mean, just let us know. Let us know. Human trafficking, moms. The whole thing happened with April Mason's cousin. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with April Mason, but definitely. Woo. Oh my gosh, y'all, we better flood this room right now with these light bulbs because you just said a whole word. Passionate Bliss, sis said, I think a lot I think a lot of men just don't know what stepping up looks like. Their role models have been absent for so long. They're used to mom holding it down. Ah, honey, if you ain't said a whole word, y'all, we got a few minutes left on in here. But that right there, just snatched a bit of my. I think my edges. Oh, that snatched a bit. Come on. Okay, so Black Introvert, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now we hear you speak up a little bit. Yes, flood those, get those light bulbs up for that. Passionate just said a whole word. And I love Passionate. You guys, please check out her channel as well. One of the smoothest voices I've heard, like in absolutely about 30 years. I could listen to Passionate read the telephone book. But the way you break things down is so beautifully, and you just case closed. Okay, because that does give me a different idea, perspective. Because yeah, so much of who's strong in our household has been the female. So, but okay, so if that's the case, then why wouldn't you do what the female does when that happens? You rally up some friends, light bulb. Let's think about it. Okay, you rally up some friends. You go down and talk about it because, okay, and then also let's think about that. They do know how to organize, because let me tell you, when Eric Garner, there was a town hall meeting. Yeah, true. There was a town hall meeting for Eric Garner here in Miami Gardens. And it was mostly men there, it was. But the subject of boycotting came up. And you know who ruined the subject of boycotting? I hate to say it, ladies, but it was the ladies. The ladies got to talking about how much they liked Walmart and where they were going to get bundles from. I'm not lying, y'all. This is what they said. I like Walmart though, and was laughing. Sis, that ain't funny. That ain't funny. Oh, Jenny. Okay, well, we would love to see you again. We glow live at 5 on What's Glowing on Wednesday. So join us next Wednesday. And like I said, do check back in on Friday if you want to get some more information about fasting, what it looks like, what it feels like, how to, how to help curb some cravings, that sort of thing. I got some tricks. So thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. And above all else, glow up. All right, we're not really a community who supports each other as a collective. A lot of Black men don't stand for anything. A lot of us are beta males. I think we need to do more than march and sing. We shall overcome. Like Introvert, we don't have to just do marching. Like I said, we could do boycotting. From the way I research history, right? Both of my parents were they were both history buffs. They read the paper together every morning at the table. My dad taught history before he became a social worker, like my mom, and that's the main thing that has ever moved a Black agenda the fastest has been the boycott. You take away blood or you take away money. That's it. All of this, we gonna sing, we gonna la la, we gonna clap, we gonna Freddie, what was that? Freddie Gray, Baltimore. We gonna get out there and synchronize some dances. That doesn't work. Tell them where to go besides Walmart. They didn't even want to hear no Walmart. I'm not lying, Passionate. They didn't want to hear, they weren't open to hearing nothing else. They asked, can we not include Walmart in that boycott? Because I get shoes from there. I get all of this little knickknack, And one female in particular, she she ended up starting a huge, well, a pretty prevalent Black organization here. And every time I see her, she really don't have no words for me because I got with her that day. And that was years ago. But I was just like, how are you going to sit up here talking about shoes from Walmart? From Walmart? They don't want to know. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Jenny. Jenny said she gonna hold on to that glow. I'm gonna give you some glowers. Y'all flood this room for Jenny. Jenny is holding on to this. She said her phone is down to zero. Well, she gonna wait till she down to 0% because she's in here for this conversation. Thank you so much. That's commitment. I am just throwing these glow bulbs up for them, light bulbs up for you. Thank you. We do need a structured plan. Having Black families is the root. Of course, I agree. Okay, so I'm scrolling up a little bit. So if I'm missing some comments, y'all, please forgive me. Bluebird, help me keep on point if I'm missing some comments of people that are coming in because I scrolled up to look at some. Okay, we're not really a community. Black Introvert says this. We're not really a community who supports each other as a collective. A lot of men don't stand for anything. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that one. Okay. So I'm missing this one. That's what. Okay, Black Introvert said, we need an economic plan so we can own and control resources. Having Black families is the root, in my opinion. Black Introvert, yes, I agree that it is the root in your opinion. However, I also, because we're about accountability on this channel, and we only have a few more minutes left, but I definitely want to dig into that a little bit. I noticed something that really struck me on your channel, in one of the chats before. And like I said, I will be joining tonight because I was told probably the last two people were like, hey, you're missing kind of a lot of text context to some of these conversations because you're not on the chat room. So I will be joining tonight just so I can start to engage a little bit more now that now that I'm up pretty good at night. I got some energy from this fast. I'll be up with you at 12. But in your room in particular, that's where the conversation was really going very heated in regards to, Black. Hey, Iron, you made it. What? Let me put up a light bulb for you. Woo, 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 woo. I'll put up a couple for you, Iron. Thank you so much for making it. Jenny Jones, let me tell you, they a lot. Your social media warriors it's very strong because it's not too risky. If anything, you just lose your account. But back to Black Introvert, because I want to grab this while, we still have a few more minutes and I still got you guys in here in the abundance. Of course I am. Because I know, you always just miss them. So I'm so glad you made this one. And if this time works better for you guys, we're doing them live at 5, we can continue. I don't mind. I would like to do them on Wednesdays anyway, because it still can stick to what's glowing on Wednesdays. So at 5:00 is no problem. But in your room in particular was when the conversation of, Black women just make it up that you're self-hate. And that, to me, Introvert, you're smart. I saw your test scores too. You're smart, dude. And we have good conversation. I've always asked you to email me because I do think I would like to have a little bit more of an engaging conversation with you beyond the boards. But in the room, I felt like you could have been in a position to check that. Because any time where we're having these conversations and it's causing this, it's not productive to me. Hey, Mikey. So glad that you came at the right time. Okay, so we can extend this a little more if you guys want to hold on. I know we might lose Jenny, we might lose a couple, but if you guys want to hold on a little bit more, we can, because we're in the we were just kind of getting into the top of that. We have to have a real concentrated effort, and I've been talking to Passionate Bliss about this for a couple of weeks, she's down. We've been talking to another brother, makes very strong, good content. He's a young brother as well. His name is Woke Progressive 2.0. That's his second channel that had to be uploaded because literally he was growing numbers so fast in his first channel. I remembered when he first started, he was hitting like, I was just appalled, and I was a little like, wow, how is this happening? He was getting like 1,000. He was picking up 1,000 subscribers like every 2-3 days. So it was crazy. So he had a channel before where he had about over 30K subscribers, but that went defunct, and so he started back up. It's Woke Progressive. So we have been trying to formulate these conversations regarding. I like woke too. Yeah, he's a positive, strong brother, and he's young and has very good content, But that's what I'm saying. I noticed like on the channels sometimes that are male led, they don't seem as interested in having the cohesiveness. And that's why I said when I'm going over to these female channels, it's really hard for me to say, hey, it's hard for me to throw out a Black dude name without me being called names, because they're just like, what are you over here caping for these Negroes for? What is wrong with you, girl? And I'm like, I'm not caping. I'm just saying. I'm not caping. I'm just saying. I'm a little bit of a rapper. Album coming soon, y'all. Yeah, I like woke too. Throw up some for woke. So we need to have more content creators committed to that, because I tell you what's also going on right now on we're a little over an hour, guys. If you guys just want to give this like 10-15 more minutes, I'm not mad at you. If you got to go though, I definitely understand. I know we got some mamas in the room. We got some business bosses in the room. We got some people at work checking in, and it might be time to check out. Yes, it is interesting, Mike. What is it? Hello, Mike, you better tell us something is interesting. But there's a war right now with content creators that is brewing. And it is definitely brewing between male and female. Some straight, some gay, but it's definitely male, female. And I don't know if any of you guys have checked out Fox Soul with that rundown, but I think that is, I'm finding myself catching, some great interviews every day on there. They did Kelly Price, and it's Mike Hill, which is, as you all know, Cynthia Bailey's fiance/husband. And so I'm catching some pretty, which was interesting, right? Because Leon was on it. Like, where they do that at, right? Your fiance, your husband to be interviewing your baby daddy. I ain't gonna talk about it. All right, so the Black sector is. Thank you. Yeah, it is, and that's why I was telling you, brother, please email me. Like, let's start talking, because there's some things that I see going on in the room. I'm just like, nah, we can't really we can't. There's a responsibility that we have. That's like somebody coming into your house and they're starting mess. Then y'all had mom say that. I know my mama did. Amen. I'm put up a couple of more for mama. Yes, question mark. In a couple of your chats, it would be like I remember one time one of your moderators, she put up a picture of herself, and the guys were talking about how big her nose was, and she's a darker skinned girl. But then somebody started talking about an Asian girl, and I think you pulled up an Instagram or something of hers, and everybody was like, oh, the other night she was on there twerking. Oh yeah, they were excited. And I was like, wow, like the moderator is that's your, that's your peeps. That's your peeps. You gotta support. You gotta support her. Hey y'all, that's not happening here. And you might have thought, oh well, he was kidding. She might have even said, oh, he's kidding. But I'm telling you, we as women, that hurts. And we need more men just aware of that, We need more men that are just, whether you with us or not, sexually, what have you, just to kind of step up and speak to that. But I think you're right, Passionate Bliss. I know that you don't. We've had a couple conversations about that. You know what? We had a saying when I was in Philly, and it may be new to you. It may be new to you. So that's the reason why, because I'm reading Jenny Jo's comment. She says, you're chasing your tail, boo. People been talking to Black men about this for centuries. Agree. But Black introvert is young. He's a young man. And he might. My mom used to always say, oh, y'all, I got a little picture. I wanted to share this with y'all before. That's mom in the middle. Amen. That's my Taurus queen. But my mom used to always say, at least now, you can't say nobody didn't tell you. Because see, I know you're not going to do it all the time. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you. Mike, are you talking about specifically to me? What compromise did I have? Thank you. Thank you so much. And like, that's why I'm telling you guys. I think I was telling you guys that before, but y'all see my mom. My mom was very light bright. My mom was very light bright. My dad is not light. My dad is, darker guy's Bahamian. My mom would always tell me, don't get caught up. Because I would always ask her, I'd be like, Mom, why? When I was little, I would ask her, why would you come home with us? And she said, where else am I gonna go? She was light. My mom was light. She like a Mexican. She would say, Courtney, where else am I gonna go? And I said, don't you have a white family to go take care of? Yeah, I used to ask my mom that. When I was about 5 and 6. I'm like, don't you have I thought my mom had like a whole other white family, on the other side of town. But she would come and take all of these Black kids. I was a fool. She would come and take care of her Black kids too. But she got a white man. She got a Mexican man. She got some other kids. She got like a whole another reality on the other side of town. But Mikey, back to your question, compromises that I made in my relationship. Wow. You know what? In the beginning, I didn't think of those as being compromises, because like literally my ex-husband was my first for everything. So I was just like, that's just the way it is. Now I can say since then, the compromises that I've had to make have been some Black men haven't been to college. Some Black men weren't making as much as I was. Some Black men were only, well, I guess that would be a couple, because I only dated 2 guys after, my divorce. The first one, even though he was very handsome, beautiful guy, he was shorter than what I would have liked, superficially. So these things I'm talking about superficially, but financially, definitely. My ex-husband is a lawyer, professor. So yeah. And it wasn't even about them not making as much as him. The second guy, the one I was engaged with, he wasn't even making as much as me. He wasn't making even as much as me, I out-earned him by about $30,000. And I did. Thanks, Mikey. But like, I didn't think of these guys as being dusty. I just thought, okay, that's there. Right. Thank you. Right. I just thought that was a compromise that I was, making. But I tell you, I haven't made another since. My last relationship was 4 years ago, and I've been single and celibate. Well, I've been celibate for the past 5 years, because the last year of the last relationship that I was in with that gentleman, we had stopped fornicating because we were, our pastors at the time were like, okay, if you're getting ready for marriage and you need to kind of be serious and, go celibate. He did not appreciate that at all. But I felt like, I felt like men don't settle for us. Hello. Let's talk about it. Y'all, I am now on Instagram. You can look me up at Group Glow Up. I haven't uploaded any fresh content yet, but the reason why I want you guys to go take a look at this page is because when I say I'm going on this fast, so about last year, this time, I was posting pictures of what I looked like the last time I was on like a fast. And you can really see the difference. And then you can also see what I used to look like. I used to be weaved out. I used to be weaved down to the socks. I did. So go check it out. But it is Instagram and it's Group Glow Up. And y'all email me. I definitely want to stay in touch in regards to these conversations because they have to continue off of these lives. They've got to continue into our real lives. We cannot continue to do 1 hour or 2 hours even of social media marching. And then, thank you. I am too. Let me tell you. That hair used to be everywhere. And I did not buy cheap hair, but that hair just comes out. And I also have on my page, I have a channel. You can see my previous channel. And I told the story of, a couple of reasons why I decided to stop wearing weaves. I never was into wigs. I literally have never worn a wig, but I did do full head weaves. I did micro braids all the time. I did my bobs, my layers. That was me. And I really didn't think that there was a me without it. And I love what you said about, the struggle weaves aren't good or whatnot. But this is what I find from some Black men. I'm not going to say all. I'm not even going to say you, Mike, because I don't know you personally. I just know you from the other channels. But men say that they don't want that, but they get with women that have it. I've seen it happen. It didn't necessarily happen to me, but I've just seen it happen again and again and again. It's a contradictory a bit. But I think it's really interesting. The most woke guy that I ever was with, which was my ex-husband, he loved the weave. He would be like, okay, we can't go out to eat this week because we got to get, you that weave in. We got to get you some weave. And so he was what I was meaning when I said that specifically was what I was talking about. I was saying, I think that sometimes woke men have certain expectations that they don't like to be, they don't like to let everybody else know that because they know that looks really superficial. That looks weak, not woke. But he definitely insisted. And his mom had long natural hair. And so it was just, I know that probably stemmed from that. He's used to seeing that. And, he didn't mind. The longer, the better. He liked it. He was like, if there's ever a fire, we got to get these tracks out of here. It wasn't just me. He liked Toni Braxton. He used to say the same thing. He'd be like, what are you doing without the wigs, Toni? He said he didn't like her when she had her short cut, but when she had those wigs in, she was a different woman. So, thank you, Mike. Girl, there ain't nothing low maintenance than this, Passionate. I'm going to tell you the truth. Now, we going to be accountable. We going to be real on this channel. You know how we going to do? It ain't nothing more low maintenance than this, sis. I'm telling you, sis. This is all I do. I'm like, I finger combed it. That's it. Good to go. We're wrapping up, guys. I have yoga tonight, starting in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to get the kids out ready for it. But guys, please, I'm going to post my email. It's also on my channel. Check me out on Instagram because the conversation, like I said, we can't stop here. we cannot think that this does anything but provides academic massaging. It's like, my ex-husband used to call it, he used to call it intellectual masturbating. That's all it does. I'm being quiet because I got my kids here. But that's what it is. It's intellectual masturbating. Everybody talking, but what are we doing? So y'all know what I'm doing. I'm glowing up. Until next time, guys, again, check me out on Friday if you want to talk about fasting and what that means, the benefits of fasting. Saturday, I am going to be uploading another video for my story time Saturday. Y'all love my story time so much. See what I got coming up this time for it. And I'm, I keep it real. I was contacted by someone actually that I met on another board. They said, Courtney, I really think you're smart and you're really pretty and all of this, but why do you tell so much about yourself? Like, because you would never have known. And I said, and that's why I tell you, because think about the women that you are looking past every day, are looking at every day. They don't feel comfortable telling you because they don't want to be judged. They don't want to be. Thank you so much, Passionate. Definitely. Oh, Friday, Iron, we are going on. I think it's at 3:00. It should be on your ring the bell, so you'll be reminded. Thank you so much, Passionate. I enjoyed you too. Like I say, honey, I made no mistakes about when I reached out to you, and I'm glad I did. You've been beautiful. You've been very great on the advisement. Just, your whole energy. Thank you so much. Oh, you're very welcome, Iron. Yeah, we want to see you back. If you're interested in fasting, what that feels like, what that looks like, what that glow up do, y'all. Glow up, make a new you. I promise you. All right. Where we are glowers, we're intentional towards our glowing up. We are concentrating on our faith, our fitness, our family, our friends, our finances. Glow up. Until next time, y'all know what to do. Glow.